boys, welcome to today's video. Good vibes, print cash. We don't want to just make money, guys. We also want to be feeling good. We want to be on our holistic improvement. We don't want to be like all the rest of these fucking reptiles who have made a bunch of money, but they're all bastards with no soul. That's not a good way of life. This video is going to teach you exactly how you can start making money while also being a good person. Imagine that, I know. Firstly, the elephant in the room. I'm not gonna harp on about this because I feel like I'd be singing to the choir. You need to be on your self-improvement, your self-development. That is life as a man. And I don't want you to self-snitch by describing yourself as someone on self-improvement. Because what you do there is you're essentially saying, I have to make a conscious effort to improve my life. Otherwise, I immediately fall back into being a retard. Life as a man is constant improvement. It's progress. The only reason why you aren't by default on self-improvement is because you are psyoped. You're playing your video games, you're distracted by your social media, and these things replace your masculine need to progress. So when you say, I'm on self-improvement, you're essentially self-snitching as a guy who has to make a conscious effort to actually do this stuff. And that might be okay, but if you go up to a girl or a potential business connection and you say, I'm on self-improvement, it might not go down too well for you, I'm just saying. And boys, a big mistake a lot of people make, including guys in my academy, is they trade in their general self-development habits for attempting to make more money. Perhaps they sacrifice some sleep, perhaps they sacrifice that gym workout. And I am 100% sure, because I have many studies behind me, which I won't source, don't ask, that if you trade in your vibes, your feel good feeling, in an attempt to create more money, you will chase money out of your life. Trust me, I've studied this. You have to upkeep and maintain your vibes. And that means maintaining your habits, because you are a sum of your daily habits. You need to have good habits which are driving you forward in life, not bad habits which are pushing you back, such as video games, doom scrolling social media as soon as you wake up, porn. Put all that shit in the bin, replace them with good habits. Your good habits are going to keep you on that good vibe. And you might want to consider habit tracking as well. Writing down every single habit that you want done every single day and either ticking it or crossing it if you didn't do it. So you can keep a track on how well you're actually doing. Because truth be told, guys, to achieve anything in life, it actually just takes doing the same shit on a day-to-day basis over a prolonged period of time. And if habit tracking helps you to continue to do that over a long period of time, it's absolutely worth doing. I can say for a fact that it helps me, and I'm currently taking on one-to-one coaching students inside of my video editing academy, and I can safely say it's also helping them massively, especially with me breathing down their neck saying, why didn't you do this today? Why didn't you do that? So get your habit tracking going, get an accountability partner involved if you like. It helps a lot. Now boys, you want to paint your pathway. What is your approach? What are you actually trying to build in this life? I actually can't relate as much to you guys as I would like to in terms of not knowing what sort of pathway I take towards making money. And the reason why this is a much bigger problem now than it was about 3 or 4 years ago for me is because you've got so many people and influencers constantly shoving a bunch of different pathways down your throat, and a lot of them are actually very disingenuous about it. They didn't actually do the thing that they're selling, which is no good. No good at all. So you want to be very non-judgmental about the noise that you may come across on your day-to-day basis. Perhaps you have a guy fucking Instagram ad like, oh bro, did you know that you could fucking make $1 trillion doing drop shipping, man? Like, you just buy this and you could fucking do it too, man. Look, I'm in Dubai, look. Just look at that and think, that's interesting marketing. At this point, you already know what you're doing, your pathway. Perhaps it's video editing, which is what I teach. And it's good and honest work. It's a good pathway to take. If you want my help in that, then you can click the first link in the description. Perhaps it's something else, and that's totally fine. But essentially, you want to choose one thing, be very non-judgmental about the noise, and just max out that skill. Become excellent at it. Make sure you choose a good skill. Make sure you choose something which is growing in demand. It's actually monetizable, and it's going to get you into the sort of rooms full of the sort of people which you want to be around. You don't want to max out the skill of drawing dicks really well, because that's not going to make you money, right? And then you need to figure out what things you need to be doing on a daily basis, which is actually going to allow you to max out this skill. I'm going to use video editing as an example because, again, that's what I teach. If making the habit of doing 10 outreach emails a day is going to help you monetize your video editing skill, build that into your habit tracker. And that ensures that you're doing the exact things that you need to be doing to actually be moving forward. And guys, you can pivot when it's appropriate. If something's really not working for you, perhaps you're like a bit introverted, but you've been sort of bamboozled into trying sales, and it's just like, I don't know, I don't want to talk to a bunch of new people every day. If you're anything like me, you're a bit like that. It's like, I'm much better socially now than I was, but I don't think I'd be very suited for sales necessarily, like, you know, doing cold calling and stuff, because you're talking to a lot of new people and some of them are very hostile and it's quite stressful. Maybe it's just not working for you, and that's fine. At that point, you can pivot, but make sure you give it a good go, man. Make sure you're sure that it's not working for you. And boys, this is very important. You might be thinking, Sam, Lord of the Rings, you're a geek. What is this, man? You guys know when Frodo puts the ring on, right? He puts the fucking ring on, and he just turns into a bastard. He's not treating his best friend Sam very well. He's like, Sam, you're a dick. I'm gonna be a dick to Sam now. You gotta be very careful for that, because that's a very real analogy in the real world. When you start to actually get results with what you're doing, you might have these evil thoughts in your brain where you start thinking, you know, oh, my friends just are with me because they want to make money, they want to use me, and they're not really riding with me and all this shit. And you might end up actually burning like bridges with your day ones, which is really sad. You need to remain very grounded and humble, and you need to understand that the whole dynamic about you and spending time with you changes once you actually start to become something of value. And you might allow your ego to blind you to people's true intentions, you know? So you gotta be really careful. You gotta remember that once you do start getting these results and you start actually gaining influence and power, you gotta make sure you're treating your people right. It's very important to keep the right people around you. If you take a look at people like Mike Tyson, on the come up he had that coach, I can't remember his name now, but rest in peace. This old white guy who literally took in Tyson as like his own son, because Tyson was just like a, you know, criminal at this point. Like, he was just fucking, you know, nuts. And this guy took him in and taught him how to fucking box, and he became a world champion because of that. But then sadly this coach dies, and then Tyson starts working with this other fucking dickhead with the weird hair, and this guy just absolutely milks him dry for all of his money. And that's what you'll find once you've actually got results. It's much harder to find people who are actually riding with you because of who you are, and you're gonna have a really hard time distinguishing if someone is hanging out with you because they like you or because they want something from you. It's the same shit with women who you date. 100% of the time, the best case scenario with women is that you find a girl, a day one girl, who's riding with you before you even got any results, and then you build with her. You're gonna have the strongest relationships that way. And it would be a shame if you had relationships like that, but you allowed the power of the ring to corrupt you and polarize them out of your life. You have to pass this test. Don't snake your friends. And abundance. Everyone eats. Your friends who have supported you, who are riding with you, treat them fucking well. Treat them well, man. You've got the abundance. Now, firstly, boys, when you start getting these results, which you will if you follow my advice of just maxing out this one skill, and, you know, it won't even take that long if you do the right things and maybe you speak to the right people and buy the right learning programs and etc. You want to be investing into your lifestyle because energy is infectious and people want to be around people who live interesting existences. They're buying into your lifestyle, so you need to have a fun, happy, fulfilling lifestyle. Fulfilling more important than anything else, because fun could be going to a bunch of parties and doing drugs. Fulfilling above all else. And do something that's a bit out of the ordinary. A lot of you guys might look at me and think, damn, Sam lives in Thailand, that's really cool. Because I remember when I was looking up to people who are in a similar position to me now, and I used to think Thailand, like, that's crazy, like, that's a scary third world country, like. But the thing is, it's actually quite magnetic because I get to showcase my interesting and unique lifestyle to you guys. And I'm essentially showing you a different side of the world, a much more fun side of the world, in my opinion. And that serves as inspiration to you, and that makes people want to be around me more. Maybe Thailand isn't you, fair enough. Maybe you want to go to somewhere more like Dubai, where you'll find a lot of inspiration from money. My point is, move out of your old environment, specifically because your old environment holds your old self-image, and you want to be escaping your old self-image. You want to be building yourself into a new man. And invest into your clothes. I recently went to a tailor, got a bunch of shirts tailored, got my initials stitched into them. Makes me feel good when I wear them. I look good, I feel good. Get some accessories, maybe you get a nice watch. Nothing crazy, nothing fucking crazy. You get a few rings and shit, you know? You don't have to spend a fuck ton, but just get like a unique-ish style about you, you know? And also invest in experiences. Maybe you want to do some fucking skydiving. Maybe you want to go over to some island and do scuba diving. Whatever it is, invest in that stuff. And you want to actually build doing these experiences into your business. When people see you doing exciting new things, they're drawn to you. and maybe you find a new business contact that way. Maybe a guy follows you and he turns out to be your next video editing client. And then after that, you actually want to start investing into your people. Sam, why would you not invest into your people before? That's because you have to fill your own glass. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. You have to defeat the scarcity mindset around money, which I was really, really bad for. You know, I used to buy the cheaper pasta sauce in Sainsbury's, 50p cheaper, because I had a crazy scarcity mindset about money because I wasn't rich growing up. My family were very poor. I had to defeat that first before I actually start giving to other people, my loved ones. And when you start giving in this sense, it absolutely blows up your self-esteem in an incredible way. When I'm able to buy my mom a car, that makes me feel incredible. That makes me feel like a man. And on the flip side, if I was to start buying really extravagant things such as, like, you know, Rolexes, APs before looking after my mom, that would not lead to a holistic feeling of, you know, I'm doing good with my money. And that's what we're looking for here. Fucking investing half of your bank account into satanic fashion brands isn't going to make you fulfilled. However, helping your mom pay off her house, very much so will. Get into that positive feedback loop of actually giving back to people. Buy your friends dinner. Become a provider. And my favorite part of this is that it opens up your world of opportunities in terms of women. In my home city in the UK, the quality of women wasn't really there for me. I wasn't finding what I wanted. As soon as you actually have enough money to actually, you know, go across the globe, do whatever you want, your opportunities to meet new women grow rapidly. I'm able to afford flying my girlfriend out to Thailand with me, to be with me, because of the work that I've put in over the last 3 years or so. And I get to be a portal into a much more exciting and incredible life for my girlfriend because I'm able to provide those things for her, which gives us an insanely strong relationship dynamic. I'm in my masculine frame and she gets to be totally in her feminine frame. This is one of the best benefits of making money. Oh my God, it's a fucking game changer. I don't have to entertain the fucking denizens of Birmingham City. And boys, in my opinion, you want to avoid trading culture in for money. So I mentioned Dubai earlier. Now, the reason why I spend much time in Thailand is because I find Thailand has a very rich culture. Now, on the flip side, in Dubai, the culture is more literally just having money, which can be fine, and some people really like that, but I don't think it necessarily fits my lifestyle. I like a much more holistic, everyone's happy, even though they're not even fucking rich by any means. Everyone's happy. They wake up with a smile, thankful to be alive. They don't need a Ferrari or a Rollie to feel happy now in the present moment with their families. I find that once you begin filling that hole with hedonistic spending, buying designer fashion brands, it begins to lead to a state of decay, and it's like you're constantly sort of chasing something, you know, instead of just feeling fulfilled now. You don't have to be deeply unhappy and constantly chasing something to be a man. You can feel fulfilled and also work very hard at the same time. And I find that when I'm in Dubai or even Bangkok is a much more hedonistic city than the place that I'm in Thailand right now. I'm on a small tropical island. Bangkok has all of your like major shopping. It's insanely busy. You've got all of your fancy rooftop bars and all of this shit. I don't enjoy Bangkok anywhere close to my small and quaint paradise island. So be very careful with replacing culture with cash and doing a bunch of shopping to fill some fucking hole in your soul. I feel like the only thing you can fucking do in Bangkok is shop. It's such a massive city and there's so much to do, but there's so much to do that it's like you end up doing nothing but hedonistic shit, you know? Now guys, I want to give you 3 book recommendations to finish this video off, and if you don't read, you should give it a go, because I was like you and I really struggled with reading, but I've found that just with perseverance, I'm finding a ridiculous amount of value in just reading books. So number 1, I can really fucking recommend Give and Take by Adam Grant. This book will teach you exactly why people who unselfishly give always win in the long run, rather than people who selfishly take. And then next, I want to recommend How to Win Friends and Influence People, which I am autistically studying right now. I'm reading it over and over and over again. I'm going through with a highlighter. This book is incredible. If there's any book that you ever read, it should be this one. And finally, just to top it off, I would really recommend Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. And if you're brand new to reading, this is the very first book that I read back to front. It's a very easy read and it's really valuable, and it's going to teach you exactly why remaining on a good vibrational state, feeling good, is the most beneficial thing you can do for your loved ones, for your future success, etc. I hope this video is helpful to you guys, and if you want my help further paving your pathway forward into, you know, living a much more fulfilling life of freedom, then you can check out the first link in the description below. Take a look at the offer. It's a really good offer. I'm not going to hard sell you on it, but it's helping a lot of people. We're seeing some really good results, so I'm happy with it. Take a look and take care. Oh!